I'll be real with you guys, after 3,000 total hours, I had hung up the Battlefront cape for good. I was totally burnt out on the game and on Star Wars in general. That was until the Lord himself rammed through my door and said,
Grievous died when?
Also, the new Mandalorian resurrected my obsession with the franchise, so the vids will definitely continue. Okay, Jenny Grievous, a villain that has, through his lifespan, gone through so many changes, often not for the better, but above all the frustration players have with him, above all the rage and calls for buffs and bug fixes, most people can agree that he is a good hero, myself included. Now, back when I maxed out Grievous, his claw rush was different. I see lots of confusion on the best ways to level this guy, and it's understandable. Even though you may have the right card set up and right intentions in mind, you can still run into a bit of trouble when grinding Grievous. Right now, a Grievous grind is like a Dark Souls simulator, but I know that if you use these methods, you won't have too much of a hard time. He's a fun character and one of the most fun grinds I've done, and I hope you have a good time with him too. Apologies to the Luke mains out there, but Chewie has to come next. I can't wait any longer. Also, the Rey one is going to be pretty creamy.
Whoa!
Okay, as always, let's begin with the start cards. You should be at least level 25 with Grievous, and have fully upgraded 3 specific cards. SITH trained, Flesh is weak, and line up weaklings. However, if you're new to Grievous, I recommend easing into things by swapping SITH trained for beating heart. This will allow you to make more mistakes and enter battles with more health, resulting in less deaths, obviously. However, getting practice in with SITH trained can be just as good. It allows you to one-shot non-heavies and deal with reinforcements quicker, which is essential for Grievous. Once you have this loadout up and running, beam to the main menu and launch co-op for the Separatists until you get 2 maps, Naboo or the cloning facility. Now the other maps, excluding Geonosis, are good for this hunk, but for me they failed to give consistent XP per minute, on par with Kamino and Naboo. And on Naboo, we want Grievous before the end of the first phase to get that extra 3000 XP and for the jewels on B. Now it can get pretty heated if you're alone at B. It used to be a lot easier for Grievous when he could hit infantry multiple times with his claw rush, but there is a strategy that works almost just as well. First, clear as many as you can off the objective and wait in this position for your claw rush to recharge. If the troopers pass through, use your middle ability to block their blaster shots. Once your claw rush is ready, hit as many different clones as you can, then return to position. If you find there to be too much trouble here, head either for A or C, as there are more places to contest from cover. Speaking of cover, for Phase 2, we'll be heading to B. A little bit harder to land a clean claw rush here, but it's safer. Phase 2 isn't a super clean XP outlet for Grievous, so speedrunning it is a must. After you clear the objective, jump up on top of this roof and scout out the mid lane and the back of their spawn. Once north glows red, attack and lead with your claw rush. Hitting the heavy or reinforcement on the front lines with a basic attack before claw rushing is a really nice way of conserving health, especially if that reinforcement is a clone commando or Wookiee. When objective B looks like it's about to close, look to the mid lane. If there seems to be quite a bit of guys here, go ahead and charge it. Just make sure you're at around 500 health and have your abilities at the ready. Alright, Phase 3. We're heading to B again because it's a lot more approachable than A. When you claw rush into B, try to end the ability on a reinforcement. You need them off balance and vulnerable to your basics. When the room is clear, rather than wait and capture, move over to A and try to clear it as well. Be mindful of your health and stamina though, because all it takes to throw a wrench in the plan is a clone commando's damage reduction, or Yoda buff. When the next spawn happens at A, wait by the door for the clones to collect, and then claw rush. Rather than circle through the clones, pass through them and rush your way to B, helping your team on the opposite spawn. However, if your health is low, or there is a hero on the other side, I recommend sticking with A and defending it, because more time on Phase 4 is a good thing. On Phase 4, do not enter the throne room from the middle. Instead, take either side route and make your way to the doorways. Make a pass with your claw rush from this doorway to the opposite side and regain your health. Do this until their numbers start to thin, then take on their heroes with your teammates. Enemies spawn from all kinds of directions, so it's kind of a pick your poison type situation. Try to target the clone troopers first, as they can protect the non-heavies from your one-shot claw rush. If you get down to around 200 health, do not retreat back into your spawn. Instead, jump into the out-of-bounds zone behind cover and regain your health there. If you need more time, dash back in bounds, then out until you are at full health. Coming out of here, you'll have a great angle on the whole team and plenty of time to plan an efficient claw rush. It's also important to stay out of the spawn rooms. when there is a new enemy spawn, because you never know when a Yoda could screw everything up. It's okay if your team gets pushed off the objective. Clustered trooper zones are where Grievous thrives and where you'll find the most XP. A good number after a Naboo match is 60,000 to 70,000 XP, but if you're not quite up there, it's totally fine. Getting these tactics into your muscle memory will take a little bit of time, but once you get in the groove, you'll be pretty much unkillable. On Kamino, the troopers are usually scattered at Objective B, so as Grievous will want to steer clear from it. Make your way to B. First take note of where the heavies are and try to end the claw rush on them. When the clones spawn again, you can choose to do two things. You can wait inside this doorway for there to be a good claw rush use. Retreat back into these stairs, then rush over to these stairs. Or wait here. More often than not, these clones will come here first, rush into them, then attack the rest of the clones up top. This option usually bodes well for Grievous's health, but the first one is just straight up fun. As for phase 2, you can choose either objective. A good objective, however, is one where a Yoda is nowhere to be seen and where all of your teammates are, because we want to cap this objective as fast as possible. So here's something that I don't see a lot of people do. When the next phase is about to start, there's a countdown for when the out of bounds zone gets pushed back. You can start pushing as soon as the counter says 9 or 8. I know it's a small thing, but for efficiency mongrels like me, who like hoarding objectives for XP, it's a huge deal. On phase 3, head to B. It's a little dangerous, but they do group up here more, and the spawns are pretty nice. Claw rush inside, and try to isolate the reinforcements. Once they're taken care of, the rest will have no chance. When things quiet down, position yourself at this doorway and rush inside. They can also come from this doorway, so make sure it's under control before they scatter. You need a good chunk of health to take on phase 4. Phase 4. Phase 4 of Kamino Clone Facility. You can begin your push on either side. For whatever reason, I like the left side. Get in fairly close to the opening and claw rush into multiple enemies, then back into the spawn stairway opening. That was a weird ass sentence. Snake through mid, then go for the commandos or Wookiees. But if your health gets low, or your stamina gets low, put your back to this structure and launch Unrelenting Advance. Here your back will be protected, and so will your front. You'll also damage anyone that gets in front of you. Claw rush back into the same spot. Repeat this until you are able to take the right side with your teammates. When all is clear and the next wave spawns, the next move is up to you. You can either rush into their spawn or keep the side of your choice fortified with Unrelenting Advance. The spawn rush method is sometimes dangerous though, with commando damage reduction and Yoda's presence, and also Wookiees. But if you're willing to take the gamble in the name of devastation tactics, go right ahead. If two heroes are on you, take them back into your spawn hallway, where there are a lot less ways for you to get shot in the back. On Kamino, I was mopping upper 60s to 70,000 XP on average. It does feel more dangerous than Naboo at times, but hey, high risk, high reward. And that, boys, is how you max out General Grievous in 3 days. As of right now, it is triple XP, so get on and get grinding. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until the end, as always, thank you for your patience with this one. Been in Star Wars limbo for a bit. Deeply hope these tips help you and your Grievous. If they do, I'd greatly appreciate a like from you. Again, thank you for watching. Chewie coming soon. I hope you have a fantastic day.